Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pokey Office. My name is Colin, joined by Blakestoise TCG. Welcome, Blake. How are you?
What up? I'm doing great. How are you, Colin?
Yeah, good, man. We had a great weekend.
Yeah, we did.
The finale of 2025.
More or less, yeah. We got a couple other shows, or at least I do. I'm not sure what your schedule's like coming up, but man, those Kelowna shows, we'll talk about it today, but there's something special. And yeah, that was the last one for the year. So
Yeah,
good way to end it.
And MoffDawg also is there, just joining in,
Yo.
almost on time, but
almost.
You sounded so down and depressed. Almost. It was like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
That's my favorite character.
Not surprising. So, Blake, what are you drinking tonight?
Just some more water. Yeah, gotta stay hydrated. So
nice.
Oh boy.
And me and Moff seem to both be sponsored by PepsiCo. One with Gatorade and one with Mountain Dew.
I gotta hydrate. I got hockey tonight.
Ooh.
All right. So I
hydrate
titled the video "The Buying Opportunity Awaits." I figured that based on my experience, and I think talking to you guys briefly, like it felt like a different vibe at this card show compared to the summer shows where people were ready to sell their stuff. They wanted to cash out before the impending crash.
100%. Yeah, I don't know, Zach. I mean, you and I, we really didn't get a chance to chat before or after the show, so super curious on your take on this. But yeah, man, it was different vibes. I mean, it was fun. Like the show was great. But man, yeah, just the percentage, and I'm not going to try and label or put a number on it, but the amount of people that were coming up to the table just trying to offload, and it wasn't anything crazy. Like people aren't, selling me their Moonbrowns or anything like that for dirt cheap. But, the smaller cards they don't really care about. They were just ready to let it go, cash out a little bit. They most people felt like the market was turning. And for us as vendors, that made for a great opportunity. All that being said, we're still inheriting risk, right? If we're buying these cards, even at 70%, and they, keep going down the way they have the last month or so, like we could still be in the red, even at a bit of a discount. So, we're not risk free here, but yeah, it felt like a better buying opportunity than probably any show this year. Maybe I'd say.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. What did you think, Moff?
Well, that was only like my second real show. So I'm not sure I'd be the person to ask. But I think I spent $5,000 or $6,000.
That sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah. I was trying, it's so hard. The show is so busy that I know how much cash I'm up, but I don't know how much cards I'm up. I don't know how much I actually spent on things. Like, it's so hard to track it.
Yeah, I'm kind of lazy that way. Like, I obviously know the cash I started with and the cash I ended, but I just buy so much, and quite frankly, I just don't feel like going through and being like, oh, I bought this $300 card, and I bought that. Like, I'm just not going to add it up. I just kind of list it, price it, and get it ready for the next show. I can ballpark it. Like, I can look at what I bought and be like, okay, there's, however many grand here, but I'm not going to take the time to add it up. I just don't care enough, which maybe isn't great, but that's just me.
I was up in cash at the end of the day, which was nice, and that was the most I'd ever sold. Like I sold maybe triple what I sold in Vancouver.
Zach, you said you'd spent about $5,000 to $6,000. What do you think? Like, what came across your table more than anything? Like, what'd you buy most of?
I bought that guy's stack of slabs with the Lugia.
Oh yeah. What'd you do? Actually, we could talk offline. I want to know what you ended up paying for that
one. I think another person I went to you, the first Dead Sabrina's Gengar I bought.
Yeah. I also want to know what you paid for that. So you outbid me on some of these things, clearly.
Well, they just came to me. They're like, this guy offered me this guy offered me that. What would you give me? And I was just like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I turned away so many people. Like, people would bring binders in of like old bulk. Yeah. That was in like rough shape. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't spend the time to go through this and give you like an appropriate offer. And some people I'd be like, I'm just not going to buy it. And other people I was like, I'll give you $50 or $100 for the binder. But like, I need you to know that I don't know what it's worth because I can't go through the 200 cards in here.
Yeah.
Like, and most of it was like commons and uncommons from WotC era, which aren't super valuable.
No, a few of those came by
especially
my
in
table too.
HP.
It's just unless they have a price and I can quickly look and be like, okay, yeah, this is decent. I'm just not gonna bother or take the time because it's a lot of work. Like too, even with eBay and stuff. Like it's work, right? It's time, and it's you got to factor that into the price you're paying too.
Gold Star offered 850 on the Gengar. Okay,
That's Matt.
I think I paid 9 on Gengar. That's where I was at.
I was somewhere around 850. I can't remember, but right in that ballpark.
Yeah. Shocking. I didn't
card,
even get to see it.
It was in good shape, like LP Sabrina's Gengar first said.
Mm-hmm. I did see that one.
Did you?
Yeah. They come to me first.
I didn't buy it.
Come on, you know that.
Right.
Just kidding. No, actually, my very first deal of the day, me and Kevin, like it started off pretty slow. Actually, the first half hour was just people walking around, kind of getting the feel for things. Seeing Kevin's like, man, I'm nervous. Like there's nothing happening. And I was like, just wait, man. No problem. This is exactly how it was last time too. And at 10 o'clock, I guess we were just like slammed to the wall till lunchtime at 1 o'clock. And even then still really busy, but it was funny. The very first deal of the day, a guy who I have talked with a lot of times, I don't remember his name, to be honest with you, which is sad, but he's just like, hey man, I just want to cash out of this binder. He had it all priced out on Collector. He knew I was going to offer like 70%. He's like, yeah, you want to take it? I was like, yeah, I guess. So I started the day down $1,000 and I was like, oh no. But
a part of me feels like a failure if I come out cash in a way, because it's like, did I miss out on stuff? Was I not offering enough? Like, don't get me wrong, that sounds arrogant. It's nice to have money in the bank.
It's not arrogant.
It's like there's no better opportunity than shows to get inventory at a decent price. So if I'm sitting on a bunch of cash, then I feel like I failed in like a little way, and I'm sure you guys both get that.
I think that is really what the difference of vending is, though, because my goal for this weekend was a lot different than your goal was, right? Mm-hmm. Like I have this big bill of excuse me, of Phantasmal Flames that got charged my card today. So it was like, okay, I got to sell off this inventory that I currently have so that I can pay for this stuff.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. How did you guys find Sealed moved?
Yeah, Colin's going to do better. I mean, Colin has better prices and a better selection.
You're selling packs of like modern mostly, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It did okay. I got cleaned out of Destined Rivals and Mega and all that kind of stuff. Didn't move a booster box, I don't think. I moved quite a few ETBs. But it's also just like we've talked about it too. Like prices are inflated, like even through distribution. It's just the way it is now, unless it's a new set. So I don't blame anybody. I mean, usually with Sealed now, where I seem to get the most opportunities is a trade at 80% on Sealed, and then I'll get a nice little win on it. But for someone to fork out, $110, $120, $130 for like a modern kind of mediocre set for an ETB, like I don't blame them. I probably wouldn't if I was on their end either. So yeah, it didn't move too well, but it's nice to have. It gives people an option.
That was my first show doing Sealed, and I intentionally just brought older stuff. Mm-hmm. Like some Sword and Shield booster boxes, Pokemon Center ETB, stuff like that, and like 151. My 151 moved, and everything else was kind of stale. I think I maybe moved one PC ETB and ended up trading it for other Sealed at 80%.
Matt, what did you sell the Evo Skies box for? I'd be curious if you want to share that. The older stuff has been tough, Zach. Like I had a couple older boxes from older Sword and Shield, and I mean, people like kind of look at it, but then they see the prices, even if it's fair price, even if it's slightly below market, and like it's a lot to stomach for a lot of people. So I find just right now that's a tricky play.
Yeah, it was good for a trade bait.
Nice, man. That's good.
That's not bad at all.
4.4K, that's pretty good.
It felt like there wasn't as many whales there, to be honest with you, as the last one. Last one, I had quite a few of the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, and they all moved. This time, I didn't have that many, but they didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, I was fire sailing the Mega Elite Trainer boxes, so I went through all 20 of the ones that I brought in like an hour. It was ridiculous. But other than that, the stuff that was moving was the booster bundles because people wanted to rip packs of like Mega, Black Bolt, and White Flare. I sold all 25 of my Black Bolt booster bundles. I still have quite a few White Flare. Like Black Bolt is significantly more in demand than White Flare is. Mega sold really well. I sold some Mega booster boxes as well, and then the packs. But again, my goal was a lot different than a lot of other people's goals because I knew that I had a really big bill coming this week. So I was really trying to unload as much inventory as I can. So
were you picky on the buying then, Colin?
Like yes and no. I definitely turned some people away, especially like that Sabrina's Gengar. I didn't make an offer on it. I was like, I can't afford this right now. You're going to get a way better offer elsewhere. Even though I love the card, like I wanted it, right?
Yeah, that was great.
And yeah, so in that sense, yes, I was picky, but I still bought a ton. Like I bought way more than I normally buy. So it was that kind of show.
Yeah.
Buying is maybe not the right word. I traded so much. Holy smokes. And totally fine to trade for sealed product too. So lots of the people coming in, like one guy traded me 4 of those Costco prismatic mini tin things for, I don't remember what he traded for, but it was a bunch of sealed product. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess at this price, Kevin ended up opening all the tins, throwing them back into the prismatic pack selection, and then sold out a prismatic again. So yeah. Mostly cash transaction when buying or selling. There's a lot more PayPal e-transfer. Like for me, I do probably 50% cash, 25% e-transfer, and on the bigger purchases, quite often people try and do credit card with me because they know I have a site. So
I'd say I'm similar to that. The Square really opens up a lot of opportunities, or whatever credit card platform, intake platform you use. In terms of tax benefit, I mean, I record every transaction I do. So yeah, I'll leave that at that.
Yeah.
Matt bought and traded for 23K new inventory. I mean, that's pretty damn good, man. Good job.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I mean, when I say there wasn't any whales there was still a lot of money moving around the room.
Yeah, Game Castle was the whale.
Well, he's always the whale. He's always the whale. I missed a comment earlier. Unified Mime said, I vended Saturday with a buddy. He had the singles. I had the sealed. He was able to sell some bangers. I, on the other hand, just handed out cards to kids. No one wanted sealed. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it depends what kind of sealed it was because, like Blake was just saying, older stuff maybe is a little bit harder to move right now because people are expecting this 10 to 20 to 50% clawback. And people are still hungry to open up Mega and Black Bolt and White Flare, it seems like. So,
yeah.
Part of the...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
Well, I was just going to say, part of, like, I tried to ask most people that were there that I was, engaged with, like, is this your first show? Like, what kind of collection do you have? Stuff like that. And so many people said it was their first show. And they were just getting into it. So obviously they wouldn't be people in the market for $1,000 booster box, right?
Yeah.
I heard a lot of this is my first show still. I'm hearing that at every I heard it at Salmon Arm. I heard it in Burnaby, heard it in Kelowna. I'm sure I'll hear it this weekend, Colin.
Yeah. I think that's pretty standard though, because not only is the average person in Pokemon for 6 to 12 months, I think the stats are actually there representing that, but also, I mean, you have new people coming into the hobby. People are into Pokemon right now. And when has there ever been a time in the history of the world where we can go to a cool card show like that in Kelowna or anywhere in the Okanagan?
Yeah.
Like never. And I think Hassan has done just like the most bang up job advertising it. Blake, I don't know how involved you've been in that,
I mean,
But
this is all Hassan show. I just have my brand on the poster.
yeah,
but Hassan gets 100% of the credit for these shows.
It is phenomenal how good of a job he does. Like, I don't have a single complaint about this show. He solved my one complaint about the last one by having a garbage can actually inside of our areas.
Yeah, that's
right.
huge.
Like,
that's nice. I use that garbage can a lot. I was like, oh, this is handy.
Yeah, but like other than that, like what more do you want out of a show as a vendor? You want people to be at your table all day long. You want people to be buying and trading with you and giving you buying opportunities. And Asan delivered like 120%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was a great show. My best show yet. So
that's awesome. And the cool thing too about it being so many new people there, which, like you said, Zach, that's going to be a standard for every show. Even 5 years from now, you know, every show will be like, oh, I've only been doing this for the last 6 or 12 months. If they come to you, Zach, like, and they have a good experience with you, they're going to continually come back to you. Like, you're in their head the representation of what like a good Pokemon transaction should be. So they're huge opportunities, the new people, just to like build that potentially lifelong relationship, right? Where they reach out to you if they need something, or like, you know, if they're local to you, they'll reach out to you to sell something, right? Because they like you. They had a good first interaction with you. That was their experience at a card show. And that's really, really important. So yeah, it's cool to see how many new people are in there. Kids too, kids and adults. It's awesome.
What I did notice this time
was, go ahead.
I was going to say what I did notice, me and Josh and Kevin on our drive back talked a little bit about, usually we have like some moments of, oh, that was really awesome. I really made a good connection with that person. And it actually didn't feel like that. Like, this show felt a little bit strange in that regard. I'm not 100% sure if it was just because we were busy all day or what, but lots of shows, like, I remember some people's names. We had these, wow, that was a really cool connection we just made. And this weekend didn't feel like that to me for some reason.
Mine felt the opposite. Mine felt like I had a lot of really good interactions, and people were asking me for like my socials or where I was located, or if I had a store that they could come see and stuff like that. And I had people, I told people, if you're looking for something specific and I think I have it at home, just send me a message on Instagram and we'll work something out. I'm happy to do that. And it gained quite a bit of traction. So I have people messaging me for specific singles and things like that, which was kind of cool, which I didn't have in Burnaby after the show.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think well, you're probably just not going to get that in Burnaby just because of that distance there. So that's what's so special about doing the local shows. But I found for me, like, I'd say got 70% of the interactions I had were people that I've already dealt with before a lot, which kind of goes back to my earlier point. So it didn't necessarily feel like I was building these new connections and like meeting a ton of new people, just because there are like a whole bunch of familiar faces at this point. I mean, Matt, I'm sure like 90% of people Matt deals with are people he's dealt with before because he's been in the scene for so long in this town. Yeah. So I think that's probably why. Whereas like the first Kelowna show, which would have been the May one, I guess, it's like it's a ton of people that I never dealt with. Like, I didn't know them, and it felt like I was making all these really cool connections. But now it's like all these same people that are at this November show, right? Which is great. I love it. Yeah. But yeah, it didn't feel like I was like meeting many new people just because it was so many old faces.
Yeah. Yeah, that
There's
could be
4 or 5 customers there from Salmon Arm too.
Right. Yeah.
That we quickly recognized and remembered their names and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I remember you. I remember your kid's name. Or
Angelo like and Ace, the Salmon Arm duo. Those guys are funny. Shout out if they're watching.
Well, yeah, of course there's some whales around because you're a whale, so whales attract other whales.
The whales skip Blakestoise and MoffDawg in the poke office, and they just go right to the back wall, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys see the guy with like the ponchos and all that?
Yeah. He's sweet. He's actually a really cool guy to chat with. If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, he's he knows his stuff for sure. But he's got just some insane. Was it in his little case, or was it somebody else? Yeah.
Yeah, it was in his little case. Yeah.
That guy's awesome. He's got some wild stuff.
He was like, "This is my mid-range stuff. Do you want to buy any of it?" I'm looking through it. I'm like, "Dude, I don't have the cash for this. This ain't my mid-range."
That's crazy. I didn't see that one. I don't think.
Yeah, he had some really cool stuff that you don't see very often.
And I told
like, I don't really care about
to you, Zach, but a guy brought over he had a Gem Mint 10 Umbreon from Prismatic and a Gem Mint 10 Red Victini.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I wanted those so bad.
We both tried hard at that Victini.
Yeah. And he's just like, no, give me 5 minutes, and walked away and never came back.
He went to Newcastle, that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. Here I am, like, waiting for him to come back. I need to pee real bad, and I'm just holding it in. And
I can't compete with Colin's 110% of market on cards he likes, so I had to back out of that one.
That's true. That's true. No, I went down to 70% on lots of transactions this time, especially since I lost my train of thought. Since Kevin's selling on eBay now, I thought that was a good starting place, and because so many people were selling, it felt a little bit more appropriate to take a little bit more off. To
like I said earlier, pricing in your risk at 70% too, a little bit, right? I still I had cards that I priced in October, like for example the Rayquaza EX from Celebrations, that was $90 in October. I saw the chart and I had a price of like 85 or something, and then the guy opens up this collector app and it's like $60 now, and that's in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and it's like, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. So I probably paid like 70 for that card and sold it for 60, but that's the name of the game. It's all good.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
I had 3 of my big cards go this weekend, which I was a little surprised by.
Which ones?
My Bubble Mew went, my Reds Pikachu and a 10 went, and like the Pikachu EX XY promo and the slab went. When I was buying the stack of slabs with the Lugia, I needed a little cash, and a guy was there, and he's like, I want Reds Pikachu and Pikachu EX. And I was like, you got cash? He's like, yep. I'm like, perfect.
Give you a deal.
Nice.
That's sweet.
So I was able to do that. That was
that's a good snag. That was a nice stack of slabs. Yeah, that was a good snag for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of them are really nice.
Yeah,
like that Rocket Zapdos Japanese is very cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I never fall in love with Pokemon cards, that's for sure. No. Yeah. What did you sell most of? Did you sell mostly raw? Did you sell mostly graded? Was it a nice mix of things?
Raw singles in the binders.
Yeah, it's always I find just illustration rares, doesn't matter what it is, like people just eat those up to this day. $5 ones, $50 ones, like it doesn't really matter. I sold some big SARs. I sold like a Rayquaza VMAX from Evolving Skies. I sold Destined Rivals Mewtwo. So I had a few of my big SIRs go. Yeah. And then, quite a bit of vintage, actually, like more vintage than I thought would go, because I picked up a couple collections before the show. So there's a lot of stuff that, I mean, they're around, but it's Gym Heroes, it's Neo, it's the stuff that you don't see quite as much of at the shows. I think people appreciate, and a lot of it was in pretty decent shape too. So people cleaned out a decent chunk of the vintage. Slabs, I mean, hit and miss. I probably sold maybe 20 to 30 slabs, I guess, but anything ranging from $30 slabs to a few bigger ones. So yeah, it's always a good mix. Like I try and do that, have the spread, just get some variety out there. I don't pigeonhole myself, I guess, so to speak. But I think most vendors are doing a pretty good job of having a lot of variety these days.
Yeah. Yeah, out of my table,
cases brought people to the table, and then they just detoured to the binders.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty standard, though, right? Like, people like looking at the fancy, shiny $1,000 cards, and then they move on to things that they can afford.
I kind of took a little page out of Matt's book there. He's got like 10,000 binders spread across his table. So I didn't go quite that much, but I went to 2 binders and I just put everything under $20 that I had between those 2 top loader binders. Yeah. And people like love that. I used to have one, and it was just kind of like a mix match of stuff. But yeah, having those 2 nice binders, they're the big ones, the 16 Paco ones. That really helped, and it kind of cleared people away from the higher end stuff to look at the binders. And then like the higher end stuff, people knew like they were a little bit more serious. Any higher end, anything over $20 basically was in my low cases. So that I felt made a difference. And I think I'm going to keep kind of doing that model.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's the current way. Binder interaction is vending. I think that's the
100%.
current gold standard of vending is having binders for people to look at. Like, I would say that that's even transitioned in the last 6 months of vending since I got really into vending, where I wanted all of my cards into the display case so that people could just see them and grab them and go. And now it's like, nope, I want people to be spending 5 to 10 to 20 minutes at my table, really looking through binders, grabbing a couple things, and then they see this one that they like and they start building a pile worth of cards.
It's just theft for me that I'm always nervous about, but I think that's might just be the cost of doing business that way. Also, I have the camera, so I'll probably set it up on the binder side now going forward. So at least that's a deterrent. People see that they're being filmed the whole show. That's probably the best I can do. But if I lose something, I just got to eat it.
I did 3 binders. I do a $1 to $5 binder. I did $6 to $15, and those are just regular binders, and the cards are sleeved inside. And then I did a top loader binder that was 16 to 40, and that one I got ribbon, and I wrapped it around the table so that you couldn't pick the binder up. You could shift it side to side a little bit, but you couldn't pick it up and go.
That's a good move.
And then my partner was just on binder duty all day, and she was flying.
Nice.
Yeah, Josh was on binder duty for me as well, but man, like I think we had 6 binders out. There's just no chance that I didn't get stolen from on Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Was that all hits, or was that also like reverse hollows, or?
No, it was all like I had a couple binders that were just regular EX and V cards.
You'll find out when Kevin sells it on eBay and then he can't find the card, because that has happened to me a couple times.
I don't think he's listed anything that's in the binders yet, thankfully. So we're not there yet. Is this the real Team Rocket Joey? I'm honored that you're watching us. You get a lot of flack online. So
just went bankrupt from this crash.
Yeah.
Why do I not believe that?
He's Team Rocket. You have to believe everything he says.
Right.
Go steal a Pikachu or something, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, get out of here. Scram.
On event helpers for Retromania to help free me up for buys and trades. More theft watching. Yeah. I don't know. I'm generally pretty trusting, which is a bad thing. Like, it's one of my best qualities, but it's also a terrible quality because I expect the best from people, including Team Rocket Joey.
I'll hire him for Retromania.
Just kidding. But I mean, I did really good this weekend. So if someone stole $50 or $100 worth of cards from me, you know, like, I care, but what am I going to do about it? I don't know what else I can do about it.
But it's unavoidable. It'll happen in a shop too, right? If you don't have everything behind a display case, it's going to happen in a store. It's just shrink. It is what it is.
Yeah. Although 99% of the people there
that's
got
true,
to buy from, they wouldn't.
That's how I think of you.
This is why I was going to say this is why I don't like you, but this is why I do like you. Honest. Burn unit. Oh man. Frick, it was a good show. It was a good show. What do you guys think about this current market happenings? Like, expected? I know we don't always want to talk about the market, but I mean, it's a big talking point in the hobby right now, where booster boxes are down 10 to 20%, cards are down 10 to 40%. Really? What do you guys think about that? Is this just a little lull? Is Phantasmal Flames going to keep the momentum going? Is it going to start to slow down? What do you guys think about everything that's happening?
Zach, go ahead.
You want me to go? Okay.
I can go, but
the lull to me is in, I don't want to call it older stuff, but, you know, previous releases I find is where the lull is. I still think the new releases are going to be tough to find. And every time Pokemon Center does a queue, you're still going to get a backlog and you're going to sell out right away. So I think it's just on the older stuff. I think it was to be expected. I think we're entering the time of the year where that's to be expected as well. And the fact that it shot up as quick as it did and as far as it did on a lot of this stuff would just make the correction maybe a little more painful for some people. But if this is your first rodeo, I just buckle in.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this how many times? Like, I know, Zach, you especially, I think you've been in this game for longer than both Colin and I consistently. I mean, we've all been here since the beginning, but it seems like just from talking to you, you've been really, really in it for quite a long time. And I mean, even since in the 5 or 6 years I've been really back in head first, there's been, 3 good solid dips where a lot of the cards I bought, at max value went down 50, 60, 70%. But it's just a pullback, right? Like, even those at their bottom are substantially higher than where they were before the previous uptick. It's like any market. I think we're at a dip for sure. Will it keep going? Yeah, honestly, I feel like we are going to keep dipping a fair bit more here, and that's okay. That's normal. If you want Pokemon to be sustainable, and if you want more people to come into the game and to support you, whether you're a business or whatever it is, it needs to happen. It's essential. Like, you can't have new people coming in dropping $350, $400 on a brand new set on a booster box. It's just not sustainable. That's not a small chunk of change to 99% of Canadians or Americans. So it needs to happen. We need a pullback. It gets new people in the hobby. It allows people to start padding out sets and binders. So it's just a natural market force, and I think it's going to keep on going here for a little while.
And it will get some of the people that might not be in it for the best reasons out as well.
100%.
Which is something that's needed in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I know Blake watched my video that I came out with yesterday. Zach, I don't know if you watched it yet, but I think
I liked it.
One of the things that resonated with the comments that I saw is that, like, I love Pokemon. I'm not in it just for the money. Am I in it for the money? Absolutely, I am. I like making money. I'm passionate about business. I'm passionate about Pokemon. Those two things mesh together. And now it's been on the grind for a long time already. But I'm hoping that if this actually happens, just what Blake was saying, that people actually start, the people who are just in it for the quick buck, well, that opportunity might not be there anymore. Of course, it's still going to be there on the Pokemon Center drops and on the bigger items sometimes, but like, I'm not going to say it live, but my card got charged today for my Phantasmal Flames order for the first wave today. And like, the price for restocking booster boxes is still really stinky.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Maybe I get burned and the price tanks on Phantasmal Flames, but I think there's still these opportunities. That's not even to slam anyone. I think there's still opportunities that buying booster boxes or buying the right product at the right price, there's still a quick flip to money to be made. And I think we're a ways away from that actually changing, but we're on the right path, which is a good thing.
There always was, like, there always has been quick.
Yeah.
If you're in it for the quick buck, in the lulls of 2023 and 2024, I was doing this as a job. I was buying collections and selling them. Like, there's always opportunities.
Yeah.
It's just quieter. It's quite frankly less competitive. You might not make as much on a single transaction. You might need to put in more work if you're doing this,
More
as
volume,
a way to make money. But I think the benefits, to be quite frank, outweigh the good to have a pull, or to outweigh the bad side to have a pullback. And it's just necessary. It's needed. It cannot keep going like this forever. It's bad for everybody in the hobby, whatever side you are on. So it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Colin, on that risk part, like, you're getting billed by the distributor, right? The distributor's charging more or less everyone else the same.
Yeah.
Right? Bigger accounts, they might be charging a little less. But so if that's the case, like, to me, your risk isn't that big of Phantasmal dropping, well below that mark that they're selling you boxes at, because the distributors are charging most people that.
Well, right, like Canada,
the risk is if Pokemon
where
goes
else
to
are you getting it
Amazon
for that cheap? The
and
only
puts
reason I
booster
can even
boxes
sell
there.
it to you guys for a half decent price is because my allocation is actually semi good, right? Like, well, my allocation is really good, right? So averaging out my cost, well, even though I'm paying a stinky price for some of the boxes, I'm paying the wholesale price for lots of the boxes too. So my average price is half decent.
Where you're going to see the real shift, I think, when it'll be obvious, is when Pokemon, which they may never do again by the sounds of some of the leaks, but if they release a mediocre set and then Colin, says, hey, I got to order a whole bunch of these at, you know, an increased cost, and then nobody wants it, and Colin's all of a sudden sitting on this. He has to undercut himself just to clear out that inventory, and then that becomes the new standard for the future sets. That's what happened back kind of in like the Fusion Strike, kind of that timeline. That's what happened before Mid Sun and Moon era, after the hype of Evolutions. Like, it will probably happen again unless they keep firing out these bigger sets, but that's where I think you're really going to see that drop, and that's where you're going to see the pullback on the booster box prices for those in the US. Like, we no longer have counter tariffs in Canada, which has helped a little bit on the wholesale side. It's just the market demand now keeping that up at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the big risk, is if you get allocated a crap ton and you can't move it, that's the big risk.
And I don't think Phantasmal is going to be that set. I think the demand's huge. I think Colin's going to have no problem. Even if he just has to break even on those boxes, like, he's going to clear out the extra stuff he has. But it's when we get that crappy, mediocre set, which they release every now and then, if they ever do it again, that'll happen.
Well, and I don't know if I made myself very clear in the video, because I recorded it Sunday afternoon when I was like almost dead, tired, exhausted. But like right now, I'm trying to just buy, sell, get more allocation so that I get more at the wholesale price, which is working out well for me so far. My strategy is working quite nicely. And like, I don't think we're ever going to go to a time where I pay $160 wholesale for a booster box in Canada and I have to sell it at $150. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. Like, I could be wrong.
If it happens, I don't think it'll be like a bunch, right? Like, there'll be like one set that comes along where that happens. And now suddenly all the people with distribution accounts have a little leverage when it comes to buying from them, because it's like, no, I just had to sit on 100 booster boxes from this last set. I'm not paying you that price.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't think it would continuously happen.
No, I think at $160, like, what even is that per pack? $450?
More than it used to be.
For real.
Yeah,
440 at 160, no problem. From
444 per pack. So like, people are showing that they're willing to pay $10 per pack right now, because booster boxes and Mega are still very liquid at 360.
I would counter that point, Colin, and say I wouldn't be so sure that that'll never happen again. Like Zach said, it might only be one set, but I totally see a world where Pokemon overprints, they buy into the hype, and there's way too much product out there, and you're forced to buy a bunch at 160. And that could go for me too, like, depending on when that set happens, right? Like, I'm fully prepared for that to happen again. It's happened several times before in Pokemon's history. Yes, we're in the biggest hype cycle ever that we've had, but it could come down crashing just as hard too. So I don't know. I could totally see that happen again.
To me, it's more of a when.
Yeah.
It could be years, but
for sure.
We've seen all the ebbs and flows, right? Like, even in the 5 years, like you said, Blake, we've gone through like 3 of them.
For real, yeah.
Right.
I'm just not convinced that it's ever going to go to a place like that again, with how much hype and how much exposure Pokemon has to the entire world right now. I'm not saying it's not going to come down
right now.
I think though, like, what people are saying, $100 booster box, the $100 US booster box, or the $80 or $90 US booster box, those days are no longer here. It's the $130, the $150 booster box, right? Which means in Canada, it's the $175, $200 booster box. I totally see that happening right away. I don't disagree with you, Blake, saying that like there might be one set where it's like, yeah, no one wants this. I'm going to liquidate my stock for $140 just to get rid of it so I can move on. But I think there's going to be plenty of buying happening at that 175 to 210 MSRP price point in Canada. Like,
the more, or as long as Pokemon continues to not print to the demand that they know exists, I think we will be just fine. It's the moment they start catching up and printing to demand, and that's always when it seems to turn sideways. So yeah, it's all just, I don't know. It's interesting. It's just a push and a pull between Pokemon and its gigantic fan base. So will be fascinating to see what it looks like in 2, 3, 5 years from now.
And obviously we're just speculating because I have no idea. I'm an idiot. So
whatever Colin says, believe the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of me wonders if Pokemon thought that this would have been over by now. Right? because the last few booms were a little more acute than this one. This one has felt super sustained for almost a year, right? Yep. And there's no sign of Pokemon Center keeping stock in. Like, they could throw anything up there right now other than a Battle Academy, and it's going to sell out right away.
Don't underestimate those Battle Academies. Yeah, I don't know. The last one, that 2020, 2021 one, that was over a year, I think. I'd have to look at the sets and stuff, but
yeah, the COVID.
The COVID. The prices didn't get as high as they are now, so it's different in that regard.
That one was tough though. Like, I was buying Battle Styles and Chilling Reign and Evolving Skies at under 150 a box.
That's what I mean. The prices weren't as high,
right? Yeah.
But they would sell out. You'd go to London Drugs or whatever, and they'd be out of Battle Styles ETBs a day.
Yeah.
The demand was still there. Just prices were fine.
It felt like a different demand, though. You know, like you can go to Walmart or London Drugs, like you said, to buy something, but like you could go to an online retailer and probably find a booster box at a reasonable price still.
For sure. I remember lines outside Walmart for it's right around Shining Fates for restocks they knew when the guys were getting there. I don't know. I haven't gone to Walmart in a long time to buy cards, but I don't know if people are still lining up for the restock guy anymore. But that was definitely happening in that COVID boom for sure.
And I think a lot of people didn't know what Pokemon Center was then either.
It wasn't what it is.
That might have kind of capped some of the price action too, because they had these booster boxes plentiful at 180 or whatever Canadian.
Also, and I touched on this before, the tariff pricing, which came in March, which was right kind of around this boom, I think that got people used to a new price that they felt like they're forced to pay because of the tariffs. And even though that's not happening now in wholesale prices, we're still just used to that's the new price of a pack. That's the new price of a booster box. And I don't think we've seen that kind of shift backwards. And it's not just Pokemon. That holds true for a lot of stuff that no longer has a counter tariff on it.
I completely agree with that, but I'm not 100% sure that's like, I feel like the Canadian market price is really based off the US market price. I know you say that that's not true on eBay specifically, but
singles is different than sealed. Yeah, for sealed, I'd say that holds more true.
Yeah, because I mean, you look, what's a Destined Rivals booster box sitting at now? It's still like $400 to $450 US. Mega is still 300 or 280 or something like that US dollars. Like, it's right in line with what we're paying Canadian.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I don't know. A couple good comments in the chat here. Do you think that instead of prices coming down to MSRP, Pokemon is just going to raise MSRP?
They already did for Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. They might in the next gen.
They could. Yeah.
It won't be substantial, though, because that poses a lot of long-term risk to them, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this demand dips, but they raised MSRP like 20%. Like,
well, what did wholesale go for? Sword and Shield was 140 Canadian ish. 133, and now it's 158, so it went up by $25.
And booster boxes, I think, were $186.99, and then they went up to $209.99 for Scarlet and Violet. So they've done it, and they, to compensate for that, the way they sold it, if you guys remember back to that era, was they added an extra reverse holo per pack, right? That was a big selling point for them to be like, hey,
guaranteed holo.
Value. They added the extra pack to the ETBs to raise MSRP on those, even though the MSRP increase was like $10, which at the time was way more than the price of a pack, right? So they really tried to like justify that. Adding the promo to the ETBs was another way they justified it too. Yeah. If you'll remember, like, not all ETBs before Scarlet and Violet had a promo, right? So they always try and find ways, because like Zach said, that's a huge risk. That is a massive undertaking for a company who's had such a firmly established MSRP for such a long time. So yeah, they for sure could do it again, but it would likely come with substantial or at least significant changes to the product offerings.
Yeah, it was 2 reverses, a guaranteed holo, and you're supposed to pay like 50 cents more a pack or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then so people are like, oh, well, that's kind of justified, when in reality it costs them an extra 2 cents.
Literally nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
If we see a decreased rip and ship at the same time Pokemon catches printers up, we could see a bigger drop. Do you guys see that happening?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing like we've been talking about, right? It's just rip and ship is a market force in Pokemon, right? So if there's a decrease in that, that's just a market force pulling on one side of it. Pokemon printers catching up. I've expressed my thoughts that Pokemon is part of Nintendo or partnered with Nintendo, and they're very conservative. They're a Japanese-based company. Yes, they ramp up printing and it ebbs and flows on a bit of a sliding scale. Like there's a month leeway or a few month leeway that they print on, but they're also reluctant to do it even with that lead time that they have. So I don't know. Will they catch up? I don't think they want to fully catch up. I think they're very well aware of what that would mean for their business. So I don't know if both those things will happen. If people stop supporting rip and chippers, and I have no issue with it. Like, I'm not saying that in a bad way, but if people stop, supporting that business, then yeah, I mean, that just naturally will ease up on the demand, right? Because that is a huge part of who's eating up a lot of the packs.
There'll come a time where rip and chip aren't as popular, but I think they're going to get more popular before they come less popular.
I don't think we're at the top of rip and chippers for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a comparable to happen based on what's happening in Las Vegas right now, because we're really talking about gambling. And I used to be a frequent goer to Las Vegas.
Whoa! This is an investing podcast. What are you talking about gambling?
Pokemon has nothing to do with gambling, Colin.
No gambling.
What are you talking about?
No gambling. Okay, let me finish my story. Goodness sakes. I used to frequent Las Vegas at least once a year. And I'd gamble through usually a couple $1,000, and I'd get really good comps. Like, I haven't paid for a hotel room in Vegas for quite a long time. I'd usually get some free food along with it. And that was just my annual vacation with the boys before I was married. And in recent years, me and Amanda actually went a couple of years ago, and like, I'm priced out of Vegas now. And I used to be like kind of, let's call it a middle tier gambler. I wasn't anything close to a whale, but I wasn't someone who just went and spent $200. Like, my loss was $3,000 or $4,000 USD every time I went.
Baller.
Right. So I can't afford to go there anymore, because now instead of $5 craps tables, it's $25 craps tables. Instead of $5 blackjack tables, it's $20 blackjack tables. Like, all these things that just make the experience that much less for me. And I'm out of money in a day now instead of 5 days. You know what I'm saying? So is that comparable? Like, as these prices continue to go up, are we comparing it rip and chips? Like, some people are charging $15 a pack for a rip and chip. It's kind of outrageous considering you still are buying it for $8, $9 a pack.
Comparable in just like the being priced out, or comparable in like gambling stuff? I
didn't do a very good job sharing my point, but Las Vegas is hurting right now. Their numbers are down substantially. Like, they have priced people out.
Losses, I think.
Pardon me?
You just wanted some sympathy for your losses in Vegas.
Nope, I don't mind losing money gambling whatsoever.
Are they hurting? I don't.
Las Vegas is severely hurting.
Yeah. I mean, hasn't it always kind of been cheap to get there, but kind of expensive when you are there?
Yeah, but you never used to pay $10 for a bottle of water. Like, it's just gotten to the point of outrageous. I can't go there anymore. Right? And it used to be you get the $99 flights and you're willing to pay a little bit extra for stuff on the strip because you get free booze while you're gambling, and because my hotel room is paid for, and all the things, right?
Yeah. The way I see it for Vegas, like, the rest of the stuff should be cheap, because they're making mad bank at the casinos.
That's how it was. Yeah, but from what I've heard, it's not the way. I haven't been in a long time, but I've heard it's not that way.
Yeah, if no one goes, they can't print money.
In terms of rippers shippers, I mean, you can't really bundle them all in together. Some are, they have a new release and they're reasonably priced. And that's not really the same thing. Some just try and charge as much as they can possibly charge. And that's its own beast. And they're going to have to adjust if they don't get anybody in there. It is kind of like gambling. I mean, for those of you on the call who aren't in Canada, I mean, a lot of what you see on the rip and shippers is, the boys from up north who make way too much money and they're sitting in their bunks and they're buying some packs on stream because they got nothing better to do. And if you go into Lake City Casino here in Kelowna, you're generally going to see the boys from up north sitting at the table and laying a few bucks down at the blackjack table, right? It's kind of the same thing, kind of similar vibes, especially for those expensive rip and chippers. So
Yep.
I think there's different breeds of that. I mean, there might always be a market, right? It's camaraderie too. A lot of people are lonely in today's day and age, and they don't mind spending 2 times MSRP on a pack if it means they get, you know, their name shouted out on a stream and some camaraderie. And I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with that. Like, if that's your business model and that's the people you want to attract, like that's fine, I guess. But, you know, is that sustainable long term? I don't know. Casinos are still going, so maybe.
I think that you nailed the hammer on the head. People are lonely. People love being known, right? It's the reason why the same people are always here on this live stream, always here on my Thursday night live stream buying packs. It's the same. There hasn't been very many new buyers on my stream lately because I don't have a ton of momentum on YouTube, though tonight is actually crushing it because my video did pretty well yesterday.
Nice.
Anyways, like it's because we have this community. People know each other. I know everyone's real name. They know each other. It's like the chat is saying, when Jeremy comes into the chat, there's 5 people that say, "Oh, hey Jeremy, how are you tonight?" Like, it's not me even. And I know that that's so cliche. It's all about the community, blah, 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 but it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people want. People want to hang out. People want to be known. People want to feel like they matter.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Like, when I say lonely, like, it's true. People are lonely and they want some camaraderie. Like, that's true. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I got really, really back into collecting in like 2010-ish. That was my first year of university. And I felt alone. I would have loved, like, there wasn't really card stores back then. You couldn't even buy packs online, really. It was very, very hard to find any store that was legit that sold packs online. And I was just kind of collecting and filling out binders, and I was doing it all by myself. And what I would have given for, like, even a chat like this, just to like quietly sit in my room and throw some comments on and have a back and forth with some guys, or even like, just, I felt embarrassed because I was self-conscious at that point in my life about going into Walmart and buying Pokemon packs that nobody else was buying at the time. They were sitting on the shelf. They were just Holland Phantoms, Crystal Guardians, like all these 3 or 4 year old sets that nobody wanted. They're just sitting there, and I was embarrassed to go buy them, but I did anyways. But to have a community where I could have hopped online and like chatted with people and bought some packs, like I would have been all over that back then. So no shade. It's just different times in people's lives and what they value and the camaraderie that they're looking for. And I think as long as that exists, which is sort of just the human condition, I think rip and shippers will probably always exist in some capacity. Maybe not as big as they are now, but they'll always exist.
Yeah. Do you think COVID kind of made that easier too? I think everyone got so used to being at home that maybe there's a little more social anxiety too. And so you have a frictionless way to rip packs with, you know, your online friends, and you can leave whenever you want.
That's a good shout, Zach. Yeah, COVID for sure. And not only that, the tech too, right? StreamYard that we're using and all these conversation platforms, like that tech was it advanced years because of COVID forcefully. And we wouldn't have had that, you know, we would have been, again, years behind if that didn't happen. So
Savage Rip says he's meeting 10 people for the first time.
Sick.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's really epic. And that's actually, I think I talked about this on one of our live streams, but Card Party in Seattle was not really worth my time, other than the fact that I got to meet some people. Like that was what made the trip worth it, because I would have done better for my business being at a local show.
Right.
But it's pretty cool to actually meet the people who watch my videos and meet people who I watch their videos, all of that. Like being known really does mean something. That's really cool. Savage Rips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds fun, and it'll be a little anxiety filled too.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is I know a lot of the students at school, they don't go to each other's houses anymore. Like this is I know there's some people that do. So this is like one sect of society. But there's no such thing as sleepovers anymore, or going to a friend's house after school. It's like, okay, let's go home and we'll play video games together, or let's go sit at the bench and play Clash of Clans together. Like, it's ridiculous, but that's just the way it is. I know kids who don't want to get their license because they have no reason to go driving.
Yeah.
It's like, what? That was the
Yeah.
best day of my life.
That's true. Yeah. Younger people are more inclined to just be on their phone or, tablet or something. And the rip and ship caters to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different era for sure. I mean, we're all about the same age, and we grew up in a time where internet was just starting, but like we couldn't do anything close to this. It'd be MSN Messenger. Hey, you want to go meet at Johnny's house tonight or whatever? Right? Is that sort of thing. And you just that's kind of dead. I mean, Colin, like my wife's a teacher, so I got these stories as well too, and she sees a lot of the same things, right? Like people look for camaraderie in different ways now than we used to, and I think we just it can sometimes be hard for me to accept, even like it's just so different from how it used to be, but it's the reality. And again, there's no right or wrong. It's just how it is now.
It's kind of funny, even like my in-laws barely handed out any candy at Halloween this year. They live in a cul-de-sac, like a safe neighborhood. You'd think that they'd have tons of kids, and I think they had like 30 doorbell rings the entire night. So even that, like, maybe it's just because I was a kid, so my memory maybe is a little bit skewed, but like I remember frick, we'd be out for hours going through the different neighborhoods collecting candy. Like there was hundreds, if not 1,000 kids out in our neighborhood. That's what it felt like. I don't know if that's actually true or not.
This was our quietest year since COVID at our house too. So I don't know what that means, but
it's weird. Zach, did you hand out candy?
No, I went trick-or-treating with niece and nephew.
Oh, nice.
I do that every year instead of handing
I'm really
out
glad you included that last little part.
Do I have to? I'm allowed to trick-or-treat.
Yeah, you're good.
You look like
I'll get some weird looks, but
oh man.
We had a Bluetooth speaker, and we had the Jays game going over the Bluetooth speaker, and just walked around, and
I saw wouldn't bring that up.
6 or 7 people put their TVs outside at like the front door of the garage to hand out candy so they could watch the game.
Nice.
Maybe that was just the reason everyone in Canada was committed to the Jays game. But so sad. So sad.
350 kids, man. Jeez. Yeah, you're up in Black Mountain, I think, so that's pretty good.
What did you say, Zach?
Where are we going this weekend?
To Vancouver.
Okay.
What show are you guys doing?
It's called The Vault.
I
think.
A random guy that I met at Van City, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I got that email too. Yep. That's cool. I mean, that should be good.
Yeah, it's like there's... I don't think they've done that many of them, but I was talking to a couple people in Burnaby, and they said it was a decent show. So
sweet. Yeah, we've got Retro Mania in Vernon, which will be a totally new show. It's the first time they've done that. It's comics, it's old toys, it's anything retro, and it's gonna be pretty big. They rented out a pretty decent chunk of space for that. I know Matt's gonna be there. Hassan and I are gonna be there. Al Collects is gonna be there. So lots of Pokemon guys. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how that goes. No idea. He puts on a good show for Comic-Con. Zach, I don't know if you stopped by last year, but Colin was there. It was pretty bumping. Most of that.
Yeah, for sure it was.
I haven't been, but I've heard good things, and I talked to him because I was trying to get in because he did the other show earlier, right?
He does Comic-Con, and now he's doing Retromania. He's trying to do one every 6 months, so alternate between these two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should pass along mine and Zach's info because I said this last time, for whatever reason, I don't ever get advertised for Vernon stuff. It's like they just go Vernon and Kelowna. I didn't even know it was happening until very recently, which is kind of sad because I'd even like to come as a consumer.
Yeah.
But I had no idea about it.
Are you talking to Peter, the organizer? Because I can hook you up. Well,
no, that's what I'm saying. Right. Hook me up, please. Because
let me know. Him and I are tight.
Yeah. So
I was too worried about the vintage part of that. And at that point in time, I hadn't committed to selling all my vintage.
Right.
But I've since stripped all my binders.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going vintage heavy to fit the theme. I got some like old cool I don't know, like retro Pokemon, like these erasers and pencils, just like dumb stuff that I think will be fun to put out. That's
Cool.
like official Pokemon product. So I'm gonna have fun with it for sure. I just don't know what to expect. I'm going in with like zero. I'll advertise a little bit on my own Insta so people know I'm there, but yeah, I don't know. I want to have fun with it. I like a different vibe of a show. I think it's gonna be cool. And then yeah, Matt, the Vernon crowd is pretty good, to be honest. It is. It's a good community. I see a lot of them at my store now in Vernon, and you know they're all pretty chill. Nobody takes it too seriously. They're all there to have fun and participate in the hobby. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Blake, do you have other shows before Christmas after that one?
Yeah, I'm going down to the Langley one that I think Colin is going to.
The 3-day?
Yeah, are you there, Zach?
Yeah, okay. I asked them if they had tables, but
Yeah.
like they do, they haven't replied.
So annoying. Yeah, so I'll try that one. I don't know what to expect there either, but it sounds like it's pretty decent every time they run it, so should be good. And then there are rumors, and I won't say anything else, of potentially some other stuff, and you guys will hear about it too if it happens. So.
Oh, okay. The show you guys are doing, Colin, you did one already, did you? The 3-day one?
The Langley, yeah.
I went in May as just like to go. I went on a Friday afternoon, and it was
Was that the
bumping.
Langley one?
Yeah,
Huh.
it was packed.
Yeah.
Like, and you could spend hours and hours and hours and not see every table.
Damn.
At the Langley Event Center.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that was on Friday. We got there at like 3.
Yeah.
And it was, I think we stayed until 7-ish, maybe.
Okay.
And it was crazy. Yeah.
I think it's 2 to 8 or something like that on the Friday.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So.
But there was a lot of tables where I'm like flipping through the cards. I'm like, that's fake. That's fake. That's fake. That's fake. You should take these out. He's like, how do you know? It's like, I don't want to explain it, but
Look at Pokemon cards for 5 minutes and you'll know what's fake.
yeah.
That reminded me. I don't know who it was. I think it was Kevin, but it could have easily been me too. But we got traded a fake card.
No way. What was it?
I don't know. Some random like XY era
Okay.
full art.
It's always the XY era stuff.
I think it was like a $10 card. It was nothing substantial at all.
Tons of
But
fakes.
I was like trying to get some pricing done to put more stuff back into the binders and such, and see it. It's like, what the? Yeah, just immediately
That was
rip it
Kevin
up.
for sure. I fully blame Kevin on that one.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not going to take the blame. I'm too smart to find a fake these days. I've been
Yeah,
ripped off too many times. I know better now. So.
One thing on the weekend I felt, and even Burnaby a bit, but there was a ton of people that wanted XY full art. And even black and white.
Black and white for sure. The plasma ones, every show I get 2 or 3 people asking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sold my plasma Lugia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That hurt a little
Sad,
bit.
but nice. Yeah. I think Matt, do you still have that PSA? What was it? PSA 9 Lugia? That was pretty sick.
Also took some fake card. Yeah, they were out and about a little bit, but whatever.
Always. There's a community just north of me called Armstrong, and I think there's a store there that must sell fakes because every time I see a marketplace lot or somebody from Armstrong has cards to sell, it's like half fake. So one of those dollar stores or something has to be selling some fake packs out that way. It's always Armstrong. So negative shout out to Armstrong. Get your stuff together. No more fakes.
We should go raid the shop.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I haven't found it. I don't care enough to go peruse and see what's there, but it's always Armstrong. It's ridiculous.
God, that Lugia is so nice. Oh,
yeah, it's a sick card.
I died inside selling it a little, but that's is what it is.
A few more
it's cool because I think that was the only one he needed to finish his full art set.
Nice.
So that was cool.
That's really
nice binder.
One thing I found with doing the shows now, though, like I got so upset, like, you know, relatively speaking, selling certain cards at my first couple shows. And then like the next show, you just get 1 or 2 coming by your table again, right? Like you'll get those cards back if you really 100%. Want them. And then, you know, I do have a few that I just keep aside that I don't want to see go, at least not right now. Maybe one day I'll have the courage to offload some of my special stuff, but you know, it makes me happy.
I'm getting close on my Gengar. It's happened rapidly for me. I was like, hey, I'm going to collect my Watt C still. I'm like, no, I'm not. I can't. It's too expensive.
My advice, especially to anybody, and this you guys do what you want. I don't care about that, but like, I find I need to have something that I'm like keeping aside and collecting for myself. Just a little like side collection going on. Just Colin, you're holding your mouth funny there as if you don't agree, but it just makes me happy. You know, it keeps a little bit of soul in the hobby. I think instead of just buying and selling every single thing, I just need something so I can get a little win here and there where I just keep it and tuck it aside. Makes
a little something, as in he's getting every special illustration rare from Scarlet and Violet era in a 10.
But I've got most of the big ones now, so anytime I get something, it is a little something at this point.
Did you get my Mewtwo yet?
Tomorrow, apparently. So I don't even know what the grades are. I'll send you a picture of it when it comes in.
If I have to be an upcharge for a 9, I'm not going to be happy about it.
It's happened to me before, for sure. I got it on the I subbed at the lower tier, but I got upcharged on a Greninja Twilight Princess, and it came back a 9. But they still upcharged on that. That was mean. That was cruel.
That's gross.
Yeah, that should be illegal.
Yeah. It should be.
If the card doesn't go up in value, like, can we just not upcharge people?
So dumb.
So you're not going to be able to see this, but like this got an 8.
Oof.
And there's a big white ding on the bottom, like where my pinky is.
Yeah.
It's like
it wasn't there before.
No.
Yeah.
Do you take pictures, Colin, before and after? No. On the big cards, I'd recommend just doing that.
I do a video.
But, yeah, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
You can bitch, I think. I've never done it, but I don't know.
I just don't
bitch on your behalf. I don't mind.
Like, no, I know, but I just don't see PSA caring about a little fish like me. Oh.
I mean, it's their business reputation. They would care about you. Just say I have 15,000 YouTube followers, and I'm going to put out a video about your.
Oh yeah, I'm Mr. Big Shot.
Send them
the Big Shot.
Send them the draft video. Be like, hey, I'm publishing this tomorrow.
Yeah,
figure this out.
Brick and pricks, grading my Mewtwo and.
Well, what do you think the P stands for?
But it's. I mean, I have a hard time complaining because I think I got 3 out of 4 10s that submission. So,
to me, you had to have got a 10 for you to be upcharged on this Mewtwo on this one because you subbed at the higher tier, the regular tier. So they wouldn't have upcharged if it wasn't a 10. I think, but
yeah,
be careful.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Holy smokes! But
so, do you think this weekend and for the rest of the year we're going to see? I'm just thinking about Fire Red. Ask what buying opportunity awaits. I feel like there's going to be a ton over the next 6 months.
Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the show if you weren't here, Fire Red, but we all 3 of us felt like people were kind of ready to sell more than they ever have been at the show that we were just at this weekend. And I think that's a big buying opportunity is people want to liquidate their collections. And we were talking about how that's not like there's risk for us as vendors taking that on too. Like it's great. We need inventory, we need product, but there's also risk as well. So it could be a great opportunity. If the market all of a sudden goes nuts again tomorrow, then we're sitting on a bunch of product that we bought on the weekend that's fired up, but it could also go the other way tomorrow too. Right. But it is a buying opportunity. Like the amount of cards I took in on Saturday was a ton. And so did Colin too. So did Matt, who's been on this chat. Zach took in a lot. So that's the real buying opportunity right now is if you're willing to take on that risk and load up even at, a smaller percentage. There are cards out there, but there's risk, but there's opportunity.
For anyone watching, if you're sitting on some cash and you want to buy Pokemon stuff, sealed or singles at a discount, you could probably get a table at a show, put up a sign that just says buying Pokemon and what percent range you're looking at. And I'm sure you could make hay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was more people selling there than I think there were people willing to dish out cash. Like I'm sure people left with binders that they couldn't sell. And I told a couple people because they were looking for specific cards. And I was like, you have a great binder here. Like if you need cash, you can come back to me and I'll give you cash. I'll go over 70 cash on some of these cards for sure. And they like, I found what I want. I need this much money. What will you buy? And I'd be like, okay, here's their market. Here, I'll give you 75 or 80% if it's a really nice card kind of thing. And here's your cash. And and even on Facebook, I'm seeing tons more posts the last 2 weeks of people willing to move stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Even on Marketplace, people are now, oh yeah, I'll give a deal if you take all of it. 2 months ago, that did not exist.
No.
So
I saw multiple posts just here that were like, this is my collector, this is the value, this is how much I'm asking. And people are asking like 80%.
Yeah.
But then they sit too, right? Like I've seen stuff sitting on the Vernon marketplace here for a long time. That's not a bad deal. And it probably would have sold instantly 5 months ago, 4 months ago. But it's chilling there now. And that's just the nature of the beast at the moment. I picked it like there's shows where I wouldn't be able to buy some of the SIRs that I picked up at 80% or 85 or 90. And I offered 70 or 80 trade. And I probably got more SIRs than I ever have before at a show. Some just mediocre ones, some really good ones, but people were just they just saw the opportunity to get cash, right? They just wanted quick cash. So
I got Colin's favorite this weekend.
Which one?
Ethan Solo.
Ooh, nice.
Well, I think Hassan picked one up now.
Did he?
Rex.
I don't remember what it was for. I've already forgotten. But yeah.
I'm happy. I got gold Lucario.
Did you?
Really minty.
Nice.
So that was the best pickup of the weekend for me.
Did you pay 120% of market for that one?
No, I paid 70% for that one.
Wow. Good job.
Maybe 80% trade. I don't really remember. The whole day is a blur for me.
It's a blur for sure.
I'm surprised you even found time to leave your table.
Only to go to the bathroom, really, and then I came and said hi at 2:30 or something like that.
Yeah, that was the only lull it seemed. Hey,
I didn't even talk. I didn't talk to Kevin and Josh.
Yeah,
I didn't. Occasionally, if there was a big deal happening, we'd talk to each other and say, "Hey, do you have some cash for me?" Or, "Hey, what do you think about this?" But it wasn't like, "Hey, how are you guys doing?" No, it was just all hands on deck.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next one. Someone was saying February or something.
Yeah, I think Collectors Fest will be February again for the next one. Probably do a February, May, August, November type schedule, one every season sort of thing. The demand's there, right? As long as the demand's there, someone will keep doing it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is he sticking with the same location, you guys think?
Conversations happening about that right now. So we'll see. The demand for more space from vendors is there, but we also like the vibes we've created. We like the venue. The staff's good. I don't know. There's pros and cons to changing it up, right? So
if there's a bit of a decline, right, you're not going to get as much foot traffic.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's Hassan's show. It's his call. It's whatever he wants to do. But
it's an interesting conversation.
It is.
The one thing Josh told me on the way home is he thought, if you have a bit of a bigger location, it creates maybe a little bit more of a lull because people are walking through other tables. It does give you a little bit of room to breathe, which arguably could be nice. There was times where I was really overwhelmed on Saturday just because of how busy it was and how there's 5 people wanting to talk to me. I'm trying to give my attention to one person, but then another person asks for a card, and then another person has a gold Lucario that I really want to buy, and then, so
I love that. I love when you're dealing with the $3, $5 IRs, and then someone's standing over there with something good, and you're trying to be polite. Yeah, that's tough.
Whereas the Langley show coming up, the last time I was there, the show was probably really busy, but it sure didn't feel busy.
Right.
It felt like just a standard show where there's a lot of room to breathe. There's a lot of time, especially because it's 3 of us, me, Kevin, and Josh, where almost always one of us is going to walk around and maybe buy a card from another vendor or something like that. I couldn't come and buy a card from you or Blake on Saturday. Not a chance. I had to be behind my table.
I didn't even look at another table.
Yeah. So it's just different. So that's a good thing. But then back to that conversation I had earlier in the show, it did feel like the good connection pieces weren't there for me as much as they were in the past. And I think part of it is just because we were so busy.
Yeah.
So.
But pros and cons to both. I don't know. I'll be there regardless of where it is. So
100%. And I think, Zach, me and you need to talk about putting it together pretty soon in Kamloops here as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Sally Mall. I think that's the easiest.
Like, it's
place to
so
do it.
easy there. They have tables, parking is delicious and free.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's so cheap too. $200 for that venue for all day is ridiculous.
What? Wow.
Yeah. So feels like a no-brainer, very low risk, high reward situation.
Yeah. Just do a small show, build community locally too, right? I'm
Yep.
sure there's tons of people here that, don't know that there's people with businesses or tons of singles for sale and stuff like that, right? People to
Yep.
trade with even.
Yep. Exactly.
So what do you guys think is going to happen with these shows next year? Do you think they're here to stay forever? Do you think it's going to be
Forever on a certain scale, for sure, or forever is a strong word, but for a long time on a certain scale. There's a lot of shows, especially down on the coast in Vancouver and stuff, and in a lot of these big cities, there's sometimes multiple shows a week.
Yeah.
Is that sustainable? I have no idea. The demand seems to not be dying for them, but I can't fathom it'll be to that level for a long time. But yeah, I mean, now that they're a thing, now that there's a culture established, now that people kind of have a system down, like all of us, we go to shows, we know how to set up. It's quite like we have our routines, we have everything ready to go. I think they'll keep going for a long time. People like it. They like going. People just like to walk around. A lot of people don't even buy anything. They're just browsing. They're hoping to trade for something, right? So, I mean, it's yeah. I think they're a thing. I think they're here to stay.
And back to the wanting to feel known piece, like you're really gathering a community of like-minded people. Mm-hmm. Whether we're business-minded or whether we're nerds or whether we're X, Y, Z, like everyone likes Pokemon or everyone likes sports cards or everyone just likes the trading cards. We're all of the same ilk in this case. I think that's pretty special, whether you like it or not, or whether you buy anything or not whether you like it or not.
Do you guys have goals for how many shows you want to do next year?
No, I don't have a set number. I mean, I have to balance that with my family responsibilities too, right? I can't be away every weekend, and that's fine. Family is by far my number one priority, but I want to keep this thing rolling and go to as much as I can. So I don't know, probably 20, maybe like 20 to 26, like half of the weekends to a little less than that, somewhere in that ballpark. I just can't be doing every single weekend. That would probably result in a divorce ultimately. So,
sure.
But 20 to 26, like that's a substantial increase.
That's a lot
for you.
Yeah, I think I'll be at about 15 or so. And I mean days, so there'll be some like 2 or 3 day shows in there. Sorry, but
gotcha.
Okay. I think I'm going to finish about 15ish, somewhere in that ballpark here. I'd have to add it up. So it wouldn't be a huge jump up, to be honest. And I started in March of this year, I believe, or February. So that gives me another month or two. But like January and February, you guys can agree. Like I'm not traveling Cocal. I don't care that much to drive that road in the winter with all my valuable stuff. So whatever's local hit, and then spring and summer, and I'll build some weekends around the family too. Like I'll run a show, but I got family and friends to help out with the kids on the coast, and then one of the days we'll go do some family stuff. Right? I'll make events out of some of them, but yeah, gotta balance all the different aspects of life at the moment. You guys?
I was thinking 12, but I don't know. Might be more. We'll see. They are awesome, right? Like talked about earlier in the title of the stream. It's an excellent place to get cards, to buy cards, to take in trades, to build your inventory. And some of these weekends, it's like you feel like you're just leaving money or inventory on the table, right? When you don't go to a good show, that you could be 100%. Bringing in a few thousand net kind of thing. So it's tough to miss them, but I'm just getting started. So I'm a small little tadpole here. What about you, Colin?
It's a good question. I feel like since, the May Okanagan Collectors Fest was my first vending appearance. And since then, I've been like basically grinding 2 to 3 a month. It's become a pretty big part of my business. I think I could certainly see the relationship between my allocation being because I've vended so much, because I've been able to move product. Like it's a beautiful place to move collection boxes and booster bundles, all the stuff. because people are there without my storefront really doing much of anything. So, I mean, this is a hard conversation for me, so I'm going a long-winded route. But if I'm going to quit my job, like if that's the end goal, I think I'm going to do 2 to 3 shows a month. So what's that? 24 to 36 shows, right? If I'm going to continue working as a teacher and this is going to continue being a side gig, then I can't keep up. Like I'm exhausted right now. I'm physically exhausted and I need to slow down, but I'm so addicted to it. So it's hard.
That was my thought
Just
today.
like
I was like, I'm burnt out just the last few days with the show. And yesterday was like 12 hours of eBay and doing shipments. And today was another 10 hours of listing. And I was just like, how is Colin even alive right now?
Oh, I'm running on fumes, man.
Zombie.
But I'm addicted to it. Like that's how I'm alive, because I love every second of it.
Yeah.
Waking up at 5 a.m. on Saturday to make it to that show was the easiest time I've had waking up in the morning in months, because I was super pumped. Right. So
they are fun. They're long days, but they're fun days.
Yeah.
Calgary shows. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I do Calgary for sure. Asan and I actually talked about hitting one up together. He's got a connection there at one of the shows. So yeah, I'm open to it. They look great. I've seen a ton of videos from them.
Yeah.
Weather
I've
needs to
heard
be
good
better
things about them too.
The road from the Okanagan to Calgary in the winter also sucks. And I've driven them many times in the winter, and I don't care to do it any more than I already have. So that'd be sort of like a spring, summer thing for me for sure. But yeah, I will, I think, this year.
If I get bigger, I would go out of province. But the size I'm at now.
When you get bigger.
When I get bigger.
Yeah, goodness sakes, Zach. I actually think my next show, like out of town show, is probably going to be one of the big Toronto ones.
Whew.
I think it's going to be worth my time going to meet some people, meet the eBay reps, meet the TCG player reps, meet the distributors. I think it's worth it. Probably,
what would you bring
probably just
to
like a
Toronto show? Do like a table of singles kind of thing? Something that's easier to transport?
Yeah. I think I could still probably do 2 tables.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that they'd rent me some display cases at a big show like that, just like they do at Card Party. So if that's the biggest issue of putting it on a plane, is the display case, because it's a hard thing to move. Other than that, I put a couple binders in a suitcase and I'd be happy with that.
Just rent the display cases wherever you go if you're flying, or just order them from Amazon to somebody and return them after the show.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't anticipate me going to Toronto like multiple times a year, but to make the face-to-face connection once a year, I think at the current point in my business, I think would be very worthwhile.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, even the connections, some of the connections I made at Van City, and I know Mississauga and Toronto are kind of next level. Like I met some people that I think will be really important to the future of my business and had some really good conversations. So I can imagine Toronto is kind of that next level. So you have to do that if you're serious about this, is kind of get networking in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you answer, Zach? How many shows? I think you said 12, right?
Yeah, that was like when I just was mapping out income for next year kind of thing. I was like, if I do this at 12 shows, then I'm okay.
Yeah.
I can see it easily being higher. I don't want to do a ton in the winter traveling, like Blake said a few times. Like
build up your eBay in the winter, like do all that back end stuff, and then you won't have as much time when you're doing shows, but just get out front facing in the spring and summer, right? That's kind of what I did this year, and it was good. I liked it.
Okay.
I think the sweet spot, though, anyways, for Pokemon shows is that like May through to October range, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that's where people are
dumb me. I started in September.
Yeah, I know. But I'm like 2 years behind Blake, and you're 6 months behind me, and it's all good.
Oh, I'm years behind you, bud.
Nope. I'm just a small fish in a big ocean.
You say that, Colin.
Content sealed, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Total gross sales. I'm years behind.
Zach's the tadpole. Colin's the fish. I'm the.
You're the shark?
whale.
I don't know. I'm the
Yeah, the
eel
whale.
hiding under a rock here.
Blake's a shark. Matt's the whale.
As Blake's in his little basement, he can't even sit up straight.
Yeah. Oh man, I hit my back so hard yesterday. Like, oh my god, I fell onto the floor and just like laid down for 5 minutes. It was so
in the basement there.
Yeah, it was the worst hit I've had. There's like a pipe and there's like a little thing that comes out the pipe. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna like. I don't know. That was so bad.
I'm trying. My goal next year is to do 150K sales eBay.
Nice.
So,
that's doable, man. I think you keep it up the way you're going, you'll hit that for sure. I think.
I hope. We'll see. I'm listing a ton, but
Jeremy, why are you late?
Yeah.
Right. That's going to be the hardest part, but I think maybe next year won't be as.
Well, that's what the shows are for too, right?
Yeah.
That's where you for the bigger stuff, right? Like you can always find bulk and stuff like that. Most of what I do now is like I have almost every reverse holo list. I'm just updating inventories for the most part. But for me, it's just like getting the better stuff to incentivize people to purchase from the store. That's what the shows are really good for. So then we talked about this on the calls, but they might buy a IR and then add on 1 or 2 or 3 reverse holos to that order, right? Just to finish the set. So that's what the shows are really helpful for. But for me, like when I'm for the most part listing reverse holos, I've got almost every one listed other than like some older stuff, but so just inventories pretty much.
I think this is a good comment to maybe start closing off our conversation here. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about this whole thing. The front end looks very glorious, but the back end tedious work also needs to be done. I think that was like the heart of my message on my video yesterday. If you watched it, is that I have been grinding so hard for like 3 and a bit years now. Blake's been grinding for over 4 years on eBay, putting in 12-hour days. Like it's not a 40-hour work week. It's a 60-hour work week. Always packing, always buying new inventory, always searching for stuff. Zach's been breezing with his scanner Scalper 5000.
Man, yesterday was
scanners. Great.
Mondays are tough. Mondays are getting tough
because of the weekend orders.
Yeah.
Is that what you're, so
especially Sundays. It's just orders. All my orders come Sundays for some reason.
So I have no choice now. It's the way it is until I get help. I have to get all my cards ready for Monday on Sunday. So I'm pulling them all and getting them ready. And then I'm still all day Monday, I'm packing. I don't list anything. I don't do anything. I'm just packing Monday all day, front to back.
I foresee that being, my days is an 8-hour day Monday doing shipments.
It will happen very quickly, Zach. It will happen very quickly.
I think the most I've had on Monday is like 40 something.
That's really good for how early you are. That's really, really good.
Like I think I took 30 today and I've got 15 orders since this afternoon.
Holy smokes. Yeah, you're crushing.
Like I'm doing Riftbound and Magic too now. I'm throwing it all up there.
Riftbound. People are loving Riftbound. I had a lot of people ask me about it at the show. So
Oh really? Oh
yeah. So I would
I love it.
I kind of tried to do that a little bit. When Lorcana came out, I dove into that, and I did okay when it initially came out. Like chasing the newer card games and finding if something sticks for you and you like it and you want to keep going with it. I think that's a good move. It diversifies things a little bit.
The Magic stuff I've been into for 25 years. Yep. So I just do like secret layers and stuff because I notice how ridiculous they are. If I get them, I'm just going to sell the singles on my store so people can go get the cards they want from those. But Riftbound, I'm going to be in love with. I love playing it.
Awesome.
The cards are awesome. So I'll do some of that, and it's early. So maybe that I can become a place for people to go for Riftbound singles.
That's a smart move. Yeah. Get your brand out
there. Pokemon's still the core.
Oh, yeah. It always will be. Yeah, for sure.
So anyone that doesn't know Riftbound, go check it out. Go play it. Go try to rip it. It's League of Legends TCG, and it's awesome.
It's so hard to get.
Rates are awesome.
Riftbound's hard to get, and Gundam is huge right now too.
Oh man, there's so many. I bought One Piece on the weekend. Like
only a few stick. A lot of them come and go, but I don't know. It feels like a couple of these new ones are going to stick. Seems like the fan base is getting pretty big.
One Piece is here to stay. Like I think it's
One
cemented,
Piece,
right?
sure.
Like it's here.
Yeah,
that's my most expensive booster box on the back wall here.
Is it
the Romance on Blue Bottom?
Yeah. I accepted a trade-in of a one-piece booster box on the weekend for Pokemon.
Nice.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of booster box?
EBO2, the 25th anime.
That's a good one.
Booster box. And then another guy asked if I would take a PRBO1 booster box in on trade. And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
But my friend Ryan was doing One Piece at my table. He's never been into TCGs, and a year or two ago he got into One Piece by just playing it with a starter deck. And now he got the manga God pack, so he brought that and slabs in my display case, and he brought a bunch of binders of alt arts and stuff. And people would come by and they'd be like, I should have brought my One Piece binder. I didn't think there'd be any One Piece here. So I was like, you can run my One Piece stuff. If I get big enough, you can do all the singles and purchasing and strategy if you want. Like,
brick and mortar restricted for Riftbound? Dang.
Oh yeah, I think, and Gundam too.
Yeah.
My contact that I usually buy stuff from, like, I've been begging him to get me a Riftbound booster box, and he can't.
They were telling some places that you had to actually host play nights to sell it. But our stores and counts actually ended up getting quite a few. Desert City got 30.
Really?
And Game Hub got 20 booster boxes.
That's not bad
Desert
at all.
City didn't do pre-orders, and they sold them at $140 a pop. So I went the morning of, and I got a booster box and Proving Grounds. But Game Hub, I guess, pre-ordered for all of them, and I didn't think they did pre-orders. So when I went there to buy a box, I was like, "Oh well, I would have pre-ordered if I knew." But
yeah, I didn't know that. Huh. It'll be interesting. There's a lot of new TCGs around right now because it's all hot.
I think they all benefit each other, to be honest. I don't think it's like all your money kind of gets separated out and divided up. I just think it gets so much excitement. People want to just dive right into the world. I think it's good for all TCGs. The more that are performing well, the better.
My friend with One Piece, he would not be into TCGs if it weren't for One Piece, right? And now he's done 2 shows with me at my table.
And you'll notice on eBay too, Zach, is like you'll sell some Riftbound, and then that same person will order like 3 Pokemon cards on that same order, right? Like there's a lot of people that are into a bunch of different ones.
I sold my first One Piece card on eBay today. My first Riftbound cards last Friday.
Sick.
So it's cool. They're mostly cheap. The Riftbound stuff's actually quite expensive for what it is, but yeah. But it's too much to know. Like,
yeah.
And I'm starting to realize
in a couple and you're good.
Do you guys, when you watch like a YouTuber that's like has a Pokemon business, I used to always watch them and they wouldn't know what was happening to, a specific chase card in terms of price action or something. And it's like, how do you not know this? This is your livelihood. Right. And now I'm doing this like all day. I'm just like, I can't keep up. Like someone brings me the stamp, PSA 10 stamp promos from the Japanese box. I'm like, oh yeah, I'd be interested in those. And I look up how much they're. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
It's a lot. Yeah. Cards will constantly come to me at the shows and I am blown away by a price change up or down. Like you just can't keep up. It's too much, but it's all good. It's all part of the fun. And that's why these apps are so great.
Yeah.
Well,
that it.
That's it. I got commitments.
You're so important.
I'm out of beer.
I thought it was water. Goodness sakes.
Water.
Wow.
God damn it! It slipped.
This is the ending comment. It's a great one. MoffDawg is Squirtle. I'm Wartortle.
Yes.
And Blakestoise is obviously Papa Blastoise.
That is perfect.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
We're just an evolution line. That's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
We should rename the pod to the evolution line.
Okay, we're done. Next week. Or maybe if Blake's not here, it'll be the office dogs. And the weeks that Blake is here, it'll be the evolution line. We'll come up with a good play on words here.
Yeah. I'm Guts Lord. Yeah, 100% man. 100%.
I'm not going to comment on that one.
When I first saw that card in a Sun and Moon set out of a random pack, I was like, what is this? Is this real? I couldn't believe they named a Pokemon that.
I was I learned about Guzzlord through the games, and that was fun. I was not buying cards in Sun and Moon, but I was playing those games, and they were pretty terrible. I like Guzzlord now, though. I've come around on Guzzlord.
I do like him though, yeah, for sure.
He's a homie.
I'm not convinced. Savage Rips, you want to join me and Moff next week? Is that a thing? I'm down to have other guests.
I'm easily replaceable, so
nope. I've just told your wife that I only invite you once every 2 weeks.
I can't. I would say no if you invited me once or every week, so it's fine.
Respecting your boundaries.
And also, I am easily replaceable, so
nope.
It's
false. Great. False. Anyways, y'all, thanks for being here in the chat. It was lots of viewers tonight, so thank you for supporting the channel.
Thanks, everyone. We appreciate it.
And yeah, we'll be back. I don't think we've missed a week since we started this thing. Hey, I haven't missed a week.
Yeah,
you have.
I missed
both of you have. Savage Rips, send me a message in Discord then, please, and then we'll get that sorted out. That'd be good. And yeah, I think you're at Retro this weekend, Blake.
Yep.
Me and Zach are in Vancouver this weekend on Sunday, and yeah, I think that's it. Next week is Phantasmal Flames already. There's just going to be lots to talk about.
Thursday night heat.
Weeks. So crazy.
Are you going to have it this Thursday or next Thursday?
Next Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll be in the selling mood because holy smokes, it's the biggest charge on a credit card I've ever had in my life. So
is the UPC shipping at the same time?
Same time. My ETBs got delayed and the 3-pack blisters got delayed. Everything else is coming.
Okay.
So
nice.
It'll be exciting. We'll pull the Charizard for sure.
Yeah, probably 4 of them. And that price is going down quick, hey?
Is it?
If you've seen?
I actually haven't looked yet, so.
With the first English ones I was seeing at over 2,000, and the last ones I saw were like at 1,000.
I think it'll be a $500 card.
Yeah, that's probably a decent area to land.
You're rich? No, nope, I'm definitely not rich. I am very much in debt right now. So good times.
But you have
starter bus, baby. I think Jeremy's gonna buy like 5 booster boxes.
He's buying boxes till he gets it.
This is Jeremy's reaching the Keith level of degen, and I'm gonna be here for it. So. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk again very shortly.
Peace out.
Adios.